the 2020-21 Vitality Women's FA Cup. How does it feel to have such a convincing victory over our rivals Arsenal?
Yeah, the finals, I think playing in the FA Cup's massive. Everyone knows that, to beat our rivals Arsenal in the way that we did in front of all the fans was incredible.
Can you share any message you have for the young women in India trying to make it big in football?
Give 100% at all times. That's something my granddad's always told me. Just be happy when you're playing. I always say a happy player is a good player.
Hello Indian Blues and welcome back to She Talks Chelsea. This is a show where I, Radha Gupta, take you through all things related to Chelsea women. Be it transfer news, updates, goals scored and more, I've got you covered. This is episode number 4, and if you've missed out episodes 1, 2 and 3, including a conversation with Fran Kirby and Magdalena Eriksson, don't worry, the Chelsea FC page has got you covered. You can even watch the episodes on the She Talks Ball YouTube channel. Now, as mentioned, this is episode number 4, and yes, yet again, we have interviewed a very special player and have had insightful conversations for you to feast on. This player is a stalwart defender, almost always on the Chelsea starting 11. She's recently been named into the FIFA Pro World 11, and I can't wait for you to listen to the conversation that I've had with her. None other than our very own rock-solid defender, Millie Bright. But wait, before we get into that conversation, let's look at what the Chelsea women have been up to. After several match postponements, Chelsea women were finally back in WSL action last month. Although we were stopped in our tracks in a 0-0 draw versus Brighton, our team is known to bounce back, and we did bounce back versus West Ham in a convincing 2-0 victory, including a Bethany England goal, and again, Erin Cuthbert was on the score sheet. In fact, she was awarded Player of Match for that fixture. If you want to get to know Erin Cuthbert a little bit better, I recommend listening to the podcast episode on Chelsea Mic'd Up, the official Chelsea podcast. In other news, Sam Kerr and Ji So-yeon were over in India, our homeland, to represent their nations Australia and Korea Republic respectively at the AFC Women's Asian Cup 2022. As expected, both these Chelsea stars got on the score sheet for their teams and had immediate impact. G scored a brace and Sam put 5 past Indonesia, also overtaking Tim Cahill as the Australian all-time record goal scorer. Our striker even took time out to record a genuine and heartfelt message for the Indian camp who had to unfortunately withdraw from this tournament due to excessive COVID-positive cases.
Hey girls, Sam Kerr here from the Australian national team. Just wanted to send you guys a message and say how sorry I am for the situation you guys are in right now. I'm so disappointed for you guys. I know you have been working so hard for this tournament. Use this as fuel, come back stronger. I was looking forward to hopefully playing you guys, but it wasn't to be. Hopefully in the future we'll meet. But good luck in your future endeavours, and hopefully one day we'll see you back in this tournament soon.
In other news, the Best FIFA Football Awards were hosted last month and Chelsea were well represented that night. Congratulations to our brilliant manager Emma Hayes for being named the FIFA Best Women's Manager, and of course Magdalena Eriksson and Millie Bright for being named on the FIFA Pro World 11 list. We're very proud of you. Alright, I've kept you in anticipation enough. Let's quickly cut to the interview with Millie Bright. Hi Millie, thank you so much for taking the time out to do this. How are you and how has the season been going so far?
Yeah, really good. It's obviously different challenges. As a club, we always look to keep pushing on, keep developing. There's been some ups and downs in the season. Yeah, we've got a strong mentality in terms of learning from those mistakes and kind of the performances that haven't quite gone our way, and making sure that we improve as a group and on individual levels to be better, to make sure we get success in the new year.
And of course, I have to ask you about the most recent trophy in the Chelsea women's cabinet, the 2020-21 Vitality Women's FA Cup. How does it feel to have such a convincing victory over our rivals Arsenal?
Yeah, the finals, I think playing in the FA Cup's massive. Everyone knows that. It was first time for some of our players at Wembley, for one. Secondly, having the fans back in the stadium and kind of just feeling that atmosphere again. And yeah, both sets of fans were absolutely incredible. But then to play the performance that we did and, to beat our rivals, Arsenal, in the way that we did in front of all the fans was incredible, and I think there were emotions there, obviously, with the first game of the season that we lost. We knew we didn't want to let that happen again, but in finals anything can happen. It's a clean slate, and yeah, that's the mentality that we went into that game with.
Of course, and having won so much silverware, your time at Chelsea has been super successful. What is your fondest memory at the club so far?
There's so many moments, and probably moments that people wouldn't expect. I think even though the result didn't go our way, playing in the Champions League final for me was a huge moment, not only for myself but for the club, and kind of where we set the bar in terms of what we want to achieve, and just seeing kind of what we need to do to get there. When we played against Barca, they're the best team right now, and yeah, we need to get to that level. But every single trophy that I've lifted with the club is a special moment that I always look back on and extremely grateful for.
Now, as I mentioned, we've been watching you on the pitch very often. We've watched interviews and a lot of media presence of you as well. But what is Millie Bright really like off the pitch? How would you describe it?
Very adventurous. I love taking the dogs out for walks. I'm quite sociable. I love going out with the girls, getting coffee. And yeah, I think off the pitch, not taking life too seriously. I think over the last couple of seasons, especially with COVID, it's probably made me appreciate the small things even more so than I did before. And yeah, kind of being a little bit more creative. Yeah, I'd like to think I make my friends laugh. So they probably call me an idiot instead of funny, but hey ho, that's their opinion. But yeah, just very adventurous. I love the outdoors. So yeah.
And we've recently found out that you prefer a night in versus a night out, and that you quite regularly order Indian takeaway. We're very eager to know, what is your usual order?
We actually love Indian takeaway. That would be our first choice takeaway. And I'm not just saying that, me and my partner absolutely love it. I would get, I'm not the best with spice, but I'm trying to be better. I'd get chicken tikka. We'd have some naan and poppadoms. Some people may say that's plain, but yeah, that would be my typical order.
All right, it's time to spill some secrets now. Hopefully your teammates won't mind. Who is the prankster of the squad?
Prankster. Springs to mind straight away is Drew Spence and Erin Cuthbert. Erin's more of the class clown, but yeah, Drew is a little prankster, I'd say. More so, Drew likes to stir the pot and get wind people up, and yeah, she's the funny one. And then Erin is just the class clown, so I'll have a mixture of those two.
All right, Millie, moving towards the end of the interview, final couple of questions for you. We've won the league, we won the Community Shield and the League Cup last season. What are your expectations from the team for this season?
I think the mentality stays the same in terms of everything this cup stands for, which is winning, bringing the silverware back. But I think a big thing for us is, as a club, we want to keep providing the top performances. Come our next opportunity in the Champions League, we're there for the taking, and we're going to make sure we get there and, finish what we set out to do. But that's always the dream, that's always the aim, and keep, showing our dominance in football and what we're about.
Right, Millie, a final question for you. Being a role model, being someone that people can watch and look up to and learn from, can you share any message you have for the young women in India trying to make it big in football?
Just give 100% at all times. That's something my granddad's always told me. Always seek help if you're wanting to develop or wanting advice. But most importantly, just be happy when you're playing. I always say a happy player is a good player, and that's when you get the best out of yourself and one another. And use your teammates to get the best out of yourself, because football is a team sport, not an individual. So if you try and do it alone, it's going to be virtually impossible. You need your teammates, you need the environment. But yeah, give 100%, put in the hard work, and yeah, anything is possible. So yeah, keep at it and keep dreaming big.
Right then, there you have it, the player interview. I hope you enjoyed it. Do comment below what your favorite question or your favorite answer was. And let me give you a quick lowdown of what the month of February looks like for us. Now in the WSL, it's really coming down to crunch time, guys. 6 February is when the Blues will face Manchester City, followed by very, very important, potentially title deciding fixture versus Arsenal at home on 11th Feb. So make sure you catch both these fixtures. They're going to make or break our WSL season this year. Remember, you can catch all the action, all the matches and domestic competitions on the FA Player for free. Don't forget to show your support and back the Blues. Come on girls, we are rooting for you. If you want to see more players in the upcoming episodes, comment below and state who you'd like to see. Until next time guys, take care, stay safe, and as always, keep the blue flag flying high.